Welcome to All Things Cinema. It's been a while. It's been almost 3 weeks since I last put a video on the channel. That's because of my other work commitments, and a lot has happened since then. Since then, India now has won two Oscars, and I'm kind of guilty of not doing a video about it earlier. When it all happened, but it's been a week, and we thought that it's still pretty much relevant that we can still talk about it. Uh,
True.
we had a week to sink in the feeling that we have two more Oscars now. We also had another nomination which was very close to win. So
Yeah.
we have seen and heard everything that India were in the race for. And today we are going to talk about everything, all things Oscars, all things India at Oscars, including all that breeds, including, of course, Naatu Naatu and the Elephant Whisperers.
Yes.
And to talk about it, I have got Ashmita, who is not enjoying the weather as much, but she definitely is enjoying the India's Oscar wins. I saw the videos on your channel. You looked very excited, especially that Natu Natu dance tribute that you gave. So, what about
Yeah.
that? First of all, let's start with that.
There's a video that was posted on Variety's YouTube channel where SS Rajamouli was breaking down the song.
Okay.
So Variety does a lot of these kind of breaking down a scene, breaking down a song. So they invited SS Rajamouli and he broke down like, okay, how did we make the set? Where did we shoot? About the costumes, about the dancers, everything. So he broke down. It's like a 16-minute video. So in that video, I said that you know what, if this song wins the Oscar, I will do a cover of the song because when the song had come out and it was trending and everybody was making reels, so I didn't do the trend. So I said, fine, this is going to be a big deal. So if the song wins, I'm definitely going to cover this. And then it won, and I was like, okay, now I have to keep my promise, so I will do that. So I thought that okay, I'll make a reaction to the Oscar performance because when I had woken up, so the performance was already done.
Okay.
So I've woken up after that. So I thought, okay, I mean, I could have watched it on my own, but I said, okay, fine. I anyways have to do the dance cover, so I'll record my reaction also. So that's the story behind it.
So, talking about the performance you gave versus the performance at Oscars, first of all, how uh, how did you take the fact that it was not the actual actors from RRR dancing, but it was some American dancers who kind of looked like them? And did you enjoy the performance?
I enjoyed the performance. I was honestly, if you ask me, I was not expecting Junior NTR and Ramcharan to actually give a performance. I
Okay.
was expecting that okay, the playback singers they'll be there because that's what happened in case of usually it happens like that. The one who sings the song, they are only the ones who are performing. So, in fact, if I have to take just Slumdog Millionaire's example, also like that was also full on dance sequence, Jai Ho when it was performed, right? But it was A.R. Rahman who was singing. You didn't have Dev Patel,
Yeah.
going up to the stage and dancing. So I was pretty much expecting like it would have been a big surprise, in fact, if
I was kind
Ramcharan
of
and Surya and NTR just came on stage and like we would have
Yeah,
lost.
I was not expecting them to be there throughout the dance performance or be the lead dancers instead of the American dancer. But I was expecting like maybe a very last minute entry just to spice up things. But
Ah, okay.
I read somewhere due to some personal reasons they were probably one of them. I think it's Junior NTR was not in the mood to
Okay.
do that. So, but
Probably.
anyway, I genuinely feel that it's something that Americans kind of it's kind of like what happened with Jeho. Like they at that time also the feeling was that this is something so new to them, and
Right.
even this time around, it's not just Natu Natu, but even RRR. The movie itself is being loved so much,
Yes.
across US. So,
That's
do you think that the success of movie and the good word of mouth has also helped a big? It's a great deal in Natu Natu winning the Oscars as well.
That is one part, but I also feel that I think SS Rajamouli and team like went all out to promote the film, because with Oscars, see every kind of award function and all, there's a lot of politics also involved. You have to do a lot of lobbying and everything. So that's what happens at the background. Like what we are seeing is at the foreground. But I feel that there's a lot of effort from SS Rajamouli and the entire team, PR team, marketing team, whoever you say from that particular production. They genuinely gave a lot of efforts to, ensure that this film has, it gets taken notice by the Academy.
Yeah.
So I think that effort is also there. The good word of mouth is definitely there, because if the film is not hit with the public, and this is like a very mainstream, this comes in the category of popular films. It's a proper commercial feature film. So I feel that the way Americans and everybody in the states, West, East, in fact in the East also, if you see Japan numbers, I mean the movie is doing exceptionally well there also. So I think love of the audience, and then the team also actively promoting in various circles definitely helped.
Yeah, and I mean the PR was so good that I just feel it's kind of I think it's not any lesser than what they are getting there. So that's a testament of the film's that's probably like a USP of the film, that it had something so different for the American audiences, that not just the
Yeah,
song but they loved the film overall. But realistically, like, it would be unfair for us to just talk about this if we don't talk about the other contenders that were in the same category. So
absolutely.
I don't know if you have heard other songs in that category, but if you have,
I
what do you?
I I thought maybe most probably if Naatu Naatu doesn't win, then I assumed that it'll go to Rihanna. So I like that song also, and Wakanda Forever also is a massive hit there. So I
Yeah,
think probably Rihanna, because she also made a comeback after many years.
yeah, that's
So I
true.
thought
So,
more,
if I mean, if we compare uh, this scenario with Jeho in 2008-9, when it did win, I mean,
mm,
the difference here, the biggest difference, of course, is that it's an Indian film, and at that time it was, yeah. So that time it was, albeit a Hindi song, but it was always an English film. That was the entry, the nomination was from that side, not from here. So that's the major difference,
absolutely
and that kind of makes everybody even more proud of the fact that and it's Naatu Naatu that has won, not Nacho Nacho. That's again, it's another important detail, that the original was always in Telugu, and that's what
correct,
got us the Oscar. So
correct.
just just on the like as a layman audience, like you do react to a lot of music on your other channel.
Yeah.
We have been hearing this song for the good part of last 1 year or so. So, what's that one thing that you think connects with everybody across the globe in this song? Is it the rhythm? Is it the just the vibe, the overall vibe?
I think it's firstly, it has to do with the visuals. I feel the song is very catchy, and definitely the rhythm. And I think it's a combination of three, four things. The way it's been picturized, and there's this whole competition going on between these two Indians who are just barged into this British area, and they're having their thing, and suddenly this happens. So I think the entire storytelling of that song, and the song itself, the way it's so catchy, it's really catchy. And I know there's here only in our country we have seen so many skeptics that okay, this is not like India has better songs. Natu Natu is not the best song, which is, yeah, I agree. I mean, we have, it's just that at this point, the West has taken notice of, okay, we have this song and dance thing, which are, they always knew it, but they used to look at it in the sense of mockery that, Oh, I mean, they have this thing, the Bollywood thing of song and dance. It was always the Bollywood thing that in the Bollywood has song and dance in their films. So for me, I feel this is like I made it a very big deal in my head because this is what our film's identity is in a commercial feature film. It's the when after a scene people break into a song and dance. I mean that's literally distinguishes us so much and our cinema so much. And the fact that we won, like an Indian production, won and this was acknowledged. I feel it's a good win, and I mean a win is a win. I think we should be celebrating it instead of just critiquing every goddamn
Yeah.
thing in the world.
And I remember that happened during Jai Ho also. Everybody was like, A.R. Rahman has made so many better songs than Jai Ho. Why has that song won? Like, not just the general audience, but his peers were also, so jealous of the fact that how come he has won. I just remember very, very vividly some of the interviews I had seen at the time. And
Uh,
recently, I think even uh, uh, Anmol from Tried and Refused Productions, he also did this video that Indians have this bad habit of just not just undermining themselves. That I rather than celebrating the success, we are being skeptical about the fact that how this song has won. We should like embrace that rather.
yeah. Yeah, like, okay, this is a Western award, this and that. Okay, all that argument is there and valid, and we can have a good, healthy debate on that. But the thing is, like, enjoy the moment. My point is always that. Because
Of course.
whether you like it or not, Oscars are watched globally.
Yeah.
So if something has won, this movie got that global recognition. So enjoy the moment. Yes, there are better songs, better films, and whatnot, but nobody knew. Like we know as Indians. But if somebody is winning, let's just uplift that person.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, if anybody is joining now, surprisingly, nobody is watching this. Maybe it's because I'm two people who are watching and now nobody is watching. Is probably
So
because
it might
I have been absent for 3 weeks. Maybe people are not getting notification enough.
yeah.
But if
Okay, you can watch it later also
yeah,
after
if you're watching
this.
later or if you're gonna join now, somebody has joined, so thank you for coming in. If you're coming from Ashmita's channel, thank you for joining. Press the subscribe button if you want to. But so we were talking about Oscars in India's success at Oscar this year. Uh,
Yeah.
so now coming from Naatu Naatu to the other winner, the Elephant Whisperers.
Oh,
How
okay.
So first of all, how much before Oscar had you already seen this, and what was the first impression? Was it like were you as much overwhelmed that oh my god this can win an Oscar, or like what was the first impression?
No, I think when I watched it, I just watched it as a documentary. Like that was never in my head like, oh, this should be winning the Oscar because the movie was already doing some buzz in the international circuit. So when I watched it, and it doesn't take much of your time, it's literally like a 40-minute film, and
Yeah,
it was just so beautiful, so beautiful. I think for me, this film winning. I mean, it's just I don't know somehow kind of restored my faith that okay, there's something which is so emotional and so important and doesn't get so much attention.
yeah,
I think these kind of films winning, and my point was that okay, if this is winning, this is gonna get more attention. A lot of people are gonna watch it, and I was so happy to see after the win, it was literally on the trending list on Netflix. So it means that people were watching it from our country. So that made me very, very happy. But
yeah.
when I watched it at that point of time, that was like it. I never watched it with that intent. Ki, oh my god, this is such a great film. It should definitely win an Oscar. And that was like didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it and I never realized where the 40 minutes went. Like it was so well
Yeah,
made, so well edited, and the music was so beautiful, and everything about that film was like it had from the first frame or first scene itself, it had that connect with me as an audience.
yeah,
Like I was completely into it. Like these two people and how they adopt the elephants, and then kind of the parenthood that comes out of these two people, and then eventually
yeah.
they get married as well. So
Right.
that was so heartwarming. And uh, I mean,
I cried multiple times. In those 40 minutes, I have cried multiple times while
did
watching
you
this
did
film.
you did you watch it in Tamil, like the original?
In Tamil, yes. Original. That's what I always prefer. I'm
Yeah.
expert at reading subtitles now.
No, that's how it should, it's meant to be, right? Because just to get the proper, like, that authentic feeling while you watch
Correct.
that. And to be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of documentaries in general, but it and all that breeds included. Like, I was so engrossed in both of these documentaries,
Yeah.
and that kind of answered why these are so much respected worldwide, both of these documentaries winning so many awards, and one of them winning the Oscar. So that really speaks volume. So the Elephant Whisperers, like, what part of it do you think people are connecting the most to? Like, is it the relationship between the protagonists, or is it the relationship between human and animals, which people tend to forget in urban cities where they're away from this kind of thing?
Hmm. I think, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but personally for me, uh, because we live in cities, you live in Mumbai, I live here in NCR. We're so disconnected with these things in general. Like in our day-to-day lives, we just don't even think about these things that, okay, somebody is doing this work, which
Yeah.
is so important. It adds so much value in the coexistence of the nature, like maintaining the balance and everything. And it just doesn't get recognized, and they're not doing it for recognition also.
Yeah.
So that just hit me completely. Like, I wouldn't have known about them, or if there would have been a news article or something, then probably I would have read it somewhere at that point. But when you have a visual medium, like, that's why I feel cinema is so powerful, because with this medium so many things can be actually told, and you can use this medium for so much good. And I think that hit me the most, where I was, it just was like a reflection that, oh my god, I'm living in the same country, but I'm just so unaware of probably so many things, so many good that
Yeah.
people are doing in remote places that are so important for our environment, for our wildlife, and we get to know about it. So I really appreciate the filmmakers for highlighting this, this beautiful relationship. And second is, of course, the emotion, because it was just so beautiful to see those elephants and their relationship with those that couple. Oh my God, it was just like I said, I cried multiple times. 40 minutes, I think I cried multiple times from the first frame with Raghu. Then
If
Ammu comes in, and then Raghu has to leave. And then Ammu is calling out for, oh my God, those things were so emotional for
I
me. Seriously.
if if I had to, like, guess on which scene you cried the most, I'm sure it's when the two elephants are apart from each other, and
Yeah.
Raghu is taken away. So
Yes.
yeah,
Raghu gets taken up, and Amu is like calling, him out, and trying to figure out why he's not there, why he's leaving. Oh my God, I like bawled my eyes out. Even when they got married, Bowman and Belly,
yeah.
when they got married, it was just so sweet and so heartwarming, and just the picturization is just stunning. It's stunning. I loved it.
Yeah, and couple of my friends were involved in this project. Like, they are from FTI, and they were the
Yes.
on set sound recordists. So
Okay.
the moment it won, I congratulated both of them, and
So nice.
I'm looking forward to meet them and just talk about the process of, because they were on set all the time in those jungles of Tamil Nadu, and just I just want to get into inside their heads, like, what was going on at the time. And the
Like, please
fact,
convey my regards. Please
huh?
convey my regards, like
Huh,
that.
of
Please
course,
convey my regards that they did a wonderful job.
absolutely. And the fact that you were saying that all such important topics, which probably you and me and other people living in metropolitan cities won't care about, or want these things might not even come to our mind in first place if
Yeah,
not for these kind of documentaries. And this also includes All That Breathes. I mean, that also is
absolutely.
very much about,
And you know, in
huh?
contrary, this is happening in the city, all that breathes.
Yeah,
Like the setup
yeah,
is completely different.
yeah, absolutely. East
And still
Delhi.
we
And
don't.
I mean, just the fact that it was happening right in the heart of East Delhi at the time of riots,
Yes,
and that's what makes it like that riot happening in the backdrop. You keep hearing those rallies and everything, the speeches in the background, and and the way they have shot, especially when some animal or insect is in the foreground, and in the background you see the backdrop of the city. Or it was just absolute. I mean, I'm so happy that a place like Oscar, where the whole world is watching, it shows why Oscar, or people at Oscar, the jury cares about these things. That's why these things are making it to the nominations and then the final shortlist as well, because it's not just good cinema, but it also spreads a very invaluable message
right,
that people should care about. Otherwise, half of the people would not even know about this kind of animal welfare that's being talked about, isn't it?
correct. Absolutely. And I think this particular documentary, All That Breathes, I mean, this was another level of filmmaking for me because, like I said, in our head, documentaries are like, okay, this is happening. It's like a very linear storyline.
Yeah.
So this is what we are doing. This is the main topic, and this is what we are doing. So that's how it's shown. But in this one, I just loved how, firstly, of course, them saving and preserving the hawks and them doing their work in that tiny space. That was one theme which was going on, and so much commentary about how they are so important for creating that balance in the nature. I love that dialogue where the young guy, he was saying they were leaving from the garbage dump, and he's saying कि अरे इतना सारा अगर ये लोग नहीं हुए तो
Oh,
झील
yeah,
नहीं
yeah,
हुए तो
yeah.
फिर पहाड़ तो
Yeah,
बनता ही जाएगा. I mean,
absolutely.
that's so true.
Yeah.
And
And then his brother replies that, nature always finds a way to just
correct,
take
correct,
care of itself.
adjust. So that's one narrative going on. Second is that in the background you have this entire political narrative, like the entire thing is set up when the riots were happening, so seamlessly blended to the main theme. That's some really good storytelling.
That
And
plus
third,
also, uh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, go on, go on.
And third is like the personal relationship, like especially of the two brothers,
Yeah.
Nadeem and South. That's also there.
Yeah.
Their dynamics and how they are under pressure. They want to do good, but I like how one of the brothers is like, no, I have certain aspirations and
Yeah.
all. The other
I
one is
was
so
coming to
satisfied
that.
because he's
Yeah, yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah, I was about to, when I was about to interrupt, I was coming to the fact that I liked the fact that that elder brother wanted to learn even more about these things by going
Yeah,
abroad. He kept applying in US and other places, and uh, so it was not just, it would have been so easy for him to just stay back there once they got the funding and just go
right,
with the flow. But he still, even after funding, he said this is the right time to go there so that we can learn and apply those new techniques. And then he eventually goes there, and maybe right now he's there. That's where the film
right,
ended. So you know and kudos to New York Times for first highlighting them, and the
right.
funding that they got from wherever they got that. Uh, and I loved another dialogue in the film that said that we feel like Delhi is like this big wound and we are just a little band-aid. So
Little
that was,
Bandit,
yeah.
amazing. I think this movie seemed like it is a documentary, but I feel it was a mix of mainstream and documentary. Like how the director, like Sean is saying, how he presented the film to us. There are a lot of mainstream elements also, but yes, it does feel like a documentary. So he balanced it out really well. Like two, three narratives going on parallelly. Uh, I mean, I have never seen a documentary like this, to be very honest. Like, it's always been a very linear storyline. Okay, this is the main plot, and this is what is happening in this particular storyline. This is the first time I've witnessed such a documentary, at least from our country.
Yeah, and I would have been so happy if this also would have won, but I think both All That Breathes and The Elephant Whisperers, at heart the message, the core message is kind of same, that it humans are just one of the millions of species on this planet, and one
Yeah.
of the dialogues in All That Breathes is like what their mother had taught them, that everything that breathes, we should not differentiate between them. So every
Yes.
life is important, and it's just because humans is probably the most advanced species, it's up to us, it's our responsibility to find that balance and take care of the animals which cannot speak to us. So all in all, I think a great content in terms of what was sent from India and what was shortlisted, be it the documentaries or the song, and I'm so happy that even with two people watching, I'm just so happy that we are talking about this, because I've not seen I've not seen a lot of videos where they've covered Elephant Whispers and All That Breathes both as
Very
much.
few. Very few.
Yeah, Natu Natu has been spoken about a lot, but not these two, which I think kind of deserves equal amount of eyeballs,
Absolutely.
because Natu Natu was one song, a part of a huge movie, but the Elephant Whisperers and All That Breeze, they are in itself, they have a world of their own, and it's a bigger achievement, I think, because one song is like it's a 3-4 minute song, but a 40-minute documentary, a 1.5 hour documentary, and with the stiff competition, I'm sure that must have been there. I mean, we have not seen the other
Yeah,
documentaries, but I'm sure they
have
must have
not.
been great as well. But anyway,
But
thank you.
I think particularly for all that beats, I just want to highlight the score was incredible
Yeah,
because there are so many shots in the film which are just, they just take their sweet time and it's just panning slowly,
yeah,
slowly, 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 like from the very first shot only with all the
yeah,
rats.
yeah,
And I'm like, okay, so this is the tone that we're setting. And I just love how they take their time to show the birds slowly and just the music or the score that is used. I thought it was that
even
movie. Like, I've never seen a documentary like this. Like, it was not. I wouldn't even tag it like a documentary. It's like a mix of documentary and mainstream cinema.
Yeah, even
So
in the end credits, if you remember, of All That Breathes, like it was so uniquely done. Like it was panning
yeah,
in, and the credits were like pinned there, and they were just transitioning, and even the music there. And I keenly looked up for the music composer, and even in Elephant Whisperers, the music was so beautiful.
yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
People often think that documentaries must be boring, and what role does music have in it, but these two documentaries just shut all those kind of myths about documentaries being boring and everything.
Yeah. No, no, absolutely not boring. And I think really presented really well. Two at the core, like you said, the message is the same,
Yeah,
but yeah, very very differently
yeah.
presented. Like I like that one documentary is in an urban setting, another one is at complete forest. So like just the length and breadth of our country. I mean, in these two documentaries, you can only understand how diverse things are here.
I was completely unaware until the point I watched that there are actual elephant rehabilitation centers. I had no idea about these things.
Same.
That's how these important documentaries are making people aware of these facts, first of all, because awareness and enabling them is the next step. First you have to make people aware, and after that only they can sort of contribute to this cause.
Yes.
So happy that it's trending on Netflix, and these two now have got worldwide recognition because of Oscars, and I'm sure it will have some sort of a butterfly effect eventually in years to come. Just like in All That Breeze, they say that improvisation and adaptation is the key role in evolution. How the Eagles did it, so that's how probably that's the way forward.
Oh, I
So
love that one dialogue also, like how the urban eagles, they are more, you
yeah,
know, smart and more creative
and
in
rural
terms of
ones. Yeah,
survival. Oh,
yeah,
that was so cool. Another dialogue, so many great dialogues in that, like what they were saying, like
yeah,
humans are loneliest amongst all
yeah,
animals. That really hit me because,
yeah.
yeah, oh my God.
So, guys, if you're not seen All That Breeds or Elephant Whisperers, please do, because they are not just good content or good cinema, but they are very important causes,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it'll uh, give you a lot of warmth to your heart, and also at the same time it'll make you think about things other than human beings that also exist in the world. And of course, the Natu Natu success is in front of everyone. We have enjoyed it for a
Yes.
year, and Ashmita has enjoyed dancing on it. You can find the
That's
video on our channel. So
real.
thank you, thank you for joining, and we hope that you guys enjoyed India's success at Oscars. The video was about discussing India's success at Oscars, and we'll be back soon with another video, which probably would maybe entice more audiences. Maybe something about Malayalam cinema. I mean that's the only thing that sells on this channel, maybe for now. But thank you, Ashmita, for joining,
That's your
and
audience. Thank
that's my
you.
that's
Thank you
what.
for having me. That's your audience. So obviously they'll watch that first.
That's how it is. Yeah, yeah. But I also expect Malayali audience to be more, receptive towards these videos, because they are so used to consuming good content coming from Malayalam industry. So I'm sure they will appreciate all that breeds and elephant whisperers as well.
They
Once
will.
they are,
They will.
yeah. So anyway,
Oh, before we
totally.
sign off, you have a comment.
Sorry. Yeah, there is a comment. Yes, let's. What should India do to have a reputed awards like Oscars? Let's take that and then end this. You wanna take that? The moment the question came, Ashmita's
Hello.
camera
Are you?
got stuck. Okay,
Yeah,
she's back.
I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah. So let's answer this before we end.
The only reputed award that is left here is the national award.
National awards.
Because rest,
Yeah.
all of them have no value now. But because Oscar is like a very mainstream award, we had that. Like I used to never miss Filmfare Awards. I remember like that used to be like a family event. Like okay, Filmfare Awards are gonna happen, and we're
Yeah.
gonna watch it. But yeah, now the it has just fizzled out. I never expected that, but yeah, it's just now just for namesake.
So what should India do? Like, is there a way back? Because
I
first
think
of all,
they should take I mean, to just build that credibility, I feel it should be like 50-50. Maybe they can take public voting. I don't know. It's just a thought. Like half jury decision and half
yeah,
public,
because
and then do a weighted average and decide the winner.
yeah, and it's also because first of all there are so many awards now on every
It's
channel.
so
It's like it's like all the award shows have been put together just so that nobody misses out.
yeah,
Somebody wins something at somewhere or the other, and then some made up categories are being put just to accommodate everybody.
yeah,
So that kind of takes away the reputation, even if there was any sort of reputation. First of all, I don't think there was, apart from Filmfare a
yeah,
few years ago. There's no reputation with the other award shows as such. Plus
correct.
we have heard so many stories and rumors about how some awards have been bought over the years.
Actors, actors have themselves admitted in
Yeah,
interviews
yeah,
there's no value in those awards. So when you're the
yeah,
actors themselves are saying it, so why will the audience take the award seriously?
yeah,
Unless and until you make an award like you make Filmfare like 50% jury decision and 50% public
yeah.
voting. If you do that, I think then they probably can get back their credibility.
Yeah, and I remember Rishi Kapoor was so vocal about it that initially in one of his films he did buy an award, and so all these kind of things, when stories like these will do the rounds,
Yeah,
of course people will lose the faith. It's kind of like
absolutely.
it's kind of like if you remember in between a few years ago when there was some match fixing and match betting in IPL,
Yeah,
people kind of lost interest for a year or two, and everybody, it took time for them to
absolutely.
start taking it seriously again. So I'm not sure how much time we'll take to start taking our award shows now seriously, because
Yeah,
apart from national awards, and even national awards, I mean, we don't know, first of all, who the judges are, what's
yeah.
their credibility, what they have done before. So even there, but it's just because it's national awards, so people kind of take that a little more seriously than the other ones.
Full
So
moon. Just a little bit.
yeah, so as long as as long as the content that wins in our award shows, first of all, is worthy of it, that's
Yeah.
probably the first step, like, because I've seen over the years so much shit stuff being awarded. So
Hmm.
maybe that's one step that can be seriously
And just
taken.
have like regular categories. Like you don't have to do social media award. This like what
Yeah.
are these things? Like you don't like I don't understand the point of those awards. Like have the actual awards where you are awarding the technicians, the writers, cinematographers, all of those people.
Yeah.
Give them the award, give them the recognition, and then you have your popular awards like the
and
critics award and the popular awards.
if you
Don't
if you
have, like,
remember,
there.
like in the olden days, like around New Year, there used to be an award show every, and during our winter holidays, we would just
Star Screen Awards, I remember. That used to be on
yeah.
New Year's Eve.
So every 31st December night we would watch that, and I clearly
Yeah.
remember these technical awards like best cinematographer, best editor, best background score. Never have I ever heard them give a speech after winning.
Yeah.
They are just, they are edited in such a way, they just come, take the award, and go.
I believe.
The
Correct.
speeches are only the speeches
The
that we.
popular awards. Yeah.
Yeah. So that
That's it.
is, again, maybe that's another thing that can be done to have some sort of reputation back again. So
Hopefully.
thank you for the question, Akhil. It's a pretty good question actually, to and a nice way to end the stream as well.
Yeah.
Thank you to Ashmita, who was unwell today, and still she took out time because of the love for cinema, and because of the love for the kind of cinema we are talking about today,
Yeah.
that won Oscars.
Anyway, I'll sleep the entire day tomorrow. I'll rest. It's okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully, I'll be back sooner than later this time around. It won't take 3 weeks. And originally, I had planned for this to do this with Ashmita and Nona Prince, but Sir was busy with other stuff, and he maybe we'll plan something else, because people do like to see all three of us together.
Yeah.
So thank you again, and see you soon.